In this video we'll work on Discourse 1.6. So the verb to ask. Okay, so it takes a patient noun phrase, an optional patient noun phrase, but we don't need to put anything in there in English. We can tag this as unnecessary. Okay, what David asked some soldiers, the king to the man who kills Goliath. Okay, so there are quite a few issues here. Let's work on this one first. When there's a question mark and a period, and we want to change that to just a question mark, that'll go in the punctuation. And here we don't need to put in a leading space. We're not dealing with words here. This is punctuation. Okay, so David asked some soldiers, what will the king give? Okay, what happened to our verb to give? Okay, we see that give was deleted by layer 5, illocutionary forces, row 16, one of our label rows. This is why we put features in the label rules, so that when they delete one of our words, then we'll know what happened to it. Okay, so layer 5, row 16. Layer 5, row 16. Okay, so content interrogatives. Okay, so this is a future interrogative, a future content interrogative. What will the king give? We only have past tense. This isn't an interrogative subject. The king will give what? So, let's copy this row here. And we'll change this to future. Change it to future. And remember, we always use target tense and form. We never use time. We always use target tense and form. And so here we want will. But let's move it down. Let's move this row. So past, past, future. And probably someday we'll have present, but we'll leave this for now. Okay. What David asked some soldiers, what will the king give to the man? Okay, so all we need to do now is move the what back into the quote. We moved here. Okay, inserted by movement rule, question formation, rule 1, structure 2. Rule 1, structure 2. Yes, when the question nominal is embedded in the complement clause, we want to move it out. Which book did Mary want John to read? But this doesn't apply if we have a direct quote, if the complement clause is a direct quote. So, let's copy this structure. And there are several ways we can specify that this complement clause is a direct quote. We can do that by setting features. We could say, okay, for English we have all of our quote features hidden. You may remember from an earlier video, we have speaker, listener, speaker's attitude, but we won't use those. Since we have those features are hidden, another way to specify that this is the beginning of a direct quote is to insert the opening quotation mark. Okay, so when we have that, we want to move this interrogative noun plus the prenominal to a new noun phrase, a promoted noun phrase, but it's inside this object complement, not out here. So let's insert a noun phrase, and this will be our promoted noun phrase. And let's move this into this noun phrase and this into this noun phrase. And now we don't need this noun phrase anymore, so let's delete that. Okay, I think that will do it. David asked some soldiers, "What will the king give to the man who kills Goliath?" Okay. The soldiers answered, "If a man kills Goliath, the king will give a lot of money to him." Okay, the verb to answer. Okay, the king answered the officials. So we don't need to do anything for English. Just tag this as unnecessary. Okay, much many. I don't think we'll need this rule. Soldiers answered, "If a man kills Goliath, the king will give many money to him." Okay, we do need this rule. When much many modifies a mass noun, see there, money is tagged as a mass noun. We don't say many with a mass noun. Instead, we say a lot of. So let's go ahead and edit this adjective stated grid adjustment rule. We'll activate it. And let's say, when this is modifying a mass noun, we need a new translation. This will be quantity. Let's make a note here. Let's copy this while we're here. Okay. Soldiers answered, "If a man kills Goliath, the king will give a lot of money to him." Okay. Give. Okay, give has an obligatory patient and an obligatory destination. And we want to say the king gave his ring to Haman. So here, so the destination will be an indirect object with the preposition to. And Mary, okay, an agent and a patient, we don't need to do anything. The king also will give his daughter. Okay, the MTT said he. We'll ignore that when we're in single sentence mode. TPG can't get the pronouns. Okay, the king also will give. He will also. Okay, will also, that is better. He will also give. He also will give. Okay, this is better. We can write a rule that will move a preverbal adverb into the VP. But this doesn't work with all of our preverbals. This works with will. It works with the mood markers. The king should also give. The king might also give. But it wouldn't work with aspect markers. The king finished also giving. We wouldn't say that. The king also finished giving. The king also started giving. So this adverb would come before some preverbals, but not all. If we see this occurring a lot, then we can write a movement rule. I would say for now, this is a difference we can live with. We don't expect TBTA to produce perfect text. We're just trying to produce text that the MTTs understand, and it should be grammatically perfect or close to grammatically perfect, and then it's their job to make it perfect. That's not our job. So I would say this is a difference we can live with. So we're not going to fix this issue. Okay, that's the last sentence. Okay. Now TBTA got the pronoun, but still also will also. We can live with that. So let's save it, and the next video will work on Discourse 1.7.